You know, in spirituality, today I didn't know what topic I should do. There are a couple of topics I wanted to talk about, and I don't know which one to begin with first. So I've decided to speak about a certain topic, and then let's just take it forward and understand conflict with that topic and spirituality. Once when I was traveling, I met a HR lady. If you don't know what is HR, it is a human resources department in every organization. So human resources or HR is mostly responsible for recruiting, training, doing appraisals or giving, looking at salaries, induction and all of that, so they do a support role of for all the employees. So I remember I was traveling, I met this lady from HR, and she was working for a very big MNC. And she said when she joined the organization, she started to check everybody's employment details because the person before her had not done it. And she felt it right that she should do it because she was also asked to do it because the person before had not done it. So she said she had this whole list of employee details or files in front of her, and she was supposed to start doing the background check and verification for everybody's certificates and all the past organization experiences and so on. She says when she started making the calls and started checking the educational qualification for a lot of people who were working for the MNC, she said she was surprised first to find one person who had submitted fake degrees and fake qualification. She said since she had a big list in front of her, she decided to check more employees and let this go as a maybe one-off case or keep it aside as a one-off case. She said as she kept checking, she was surprised to find the second person also had fake degrees and fake file and fake education qualification, and so did the third person and the fourth person. And she said out of 10 there were almost 6 files or 6 resumes with fake qualifications and fake degrees submitted. She said she was very alarmed, and because she found the number to be so high, she kept checking more files and doing background details for as many files. And she said as she kept doing it, the alarm did not stop, and more and more files were found to be fake or lied to in terms of experience and fake degrees submitted. And when the number climbed up to some 50, 60, She went and she spoke to her senior, who was also very, very alarmed, who then went and spoke to his senior, who was also very, very alarmed. And they decided to go all in to everybody's file and start checking everybody's degrees and qualifications and experiences that were mentioned. She said as they kept checking, the number stayed steady at out of 10, 6 or 60% of total applications or resumes of people working with them were all fake CVs or resumes, or they had lied about their degrees. She said at this point the organization decided to take action and they were all told to resign and go. So, at maybe some 60 people, when they had figured out there were 60 people who had lied about their degrees or college certificates or engineering degrees and so on, and educational qualification experiences, and 60 people were made to go, and they kept checking. She said the number had reached 200 who had lied on the file about their educational qualification and experiences. She said, and this point, she said when she went and spoke to her senior, in the larger interest, they all agreed that if they keep sacking like this, they may not have any more people to work with. So they did not take any more action and they just decided to go quiet on the whole thing. I keep talking about mass economic development that is happening in India and why it is not okay to go so fast with so called economic development. People with next to none maturity are jumping jobs or going to higher positions and they have no work experience and they have lied about their work experience to get a job. God alone knows what they must be doing at the job when your degrees are fake, your work experience is also fake. How is this connected to spirituality? If you've heard my earlier vlogs, you will know that I'm a spiritual heavyweight and I have an enlightened state across religions. And while this is a very humbling experience for me, I spoke up when I saw something wrong. And overall, working with the truth. But at this point, somebody will tell me, even I am working with the truth and I work or speak up when it is needed. So it's not a comparison, if you understand. We're not in a comparison that if I do a certain thing and you also do a certain thing, then automatically if I have enlightened state, you also land up in enlightened state. That's not how it happens. There may be 100 different things that I'm doing as well. But all I'm saying is for you to find leap or greatness in your work, or almost a godlike status in your work or in your organization, you have to start with truth. You cannot work with a lie, or you cannot work with a set of employees or a great population of employees who are lied on their resume about their work experience and college degrees. Your company or organization will never reach the greatness. When people say there are mass layoffs, people are laying off, people are getting laid off, sometimes the good are getting butchered because there is so many fake resume also at work. So you will be surprised that if you have a very genuine resume or a CV that you have created and you are at work and you bring your best to the table, there is a clueless, stupid person working next to you who has fake degrees, and that bubble of so many people working is going to create non productivity and then the layoffs. So, the circle is suddenly becoming very big, where world over, first they pump in great money into the so called a startup, then it becomes a big company. Eventually, they start laying off or they start going bust. But that's not every company, but there is a good number of startups who are going bust. And the experience I shared is of a very big MNC. Right now, the experience where I shared, where this HR lady, she kept searching or kept investigating and kept finding people who have lied about their education qualification and work experience. And the number was so high that eventually the management decided to completely go quiet. Otherwise, they'll not have anybody to work with anymore. If you want to know what is the fate of this company, it is a German MNC which is now wrapped up its business in India, packed up and gone back home. This is one experience. And problem is not they packed up and they went back, which is a problem. But problem is also, while 60% of the workforce was found to be having lied on the resume with the work experience, there was 40% of the population who were true and at work and also are now searching for a job or got laid off. Now I'll talk about part 2. This is another MNC. It's an American MNC. Very, very big MNC. When someone told me that a person quit this American MNC in India and went and joined another very big organization, and this person edited his salary slip, which means he put a some coloration or put some stick on it, and then changed his salary or boosted his salary or faked his salary to be high so that he gets a immensely high jump in the new organization that he went to. And he was successful at doing so. But another person from the same American MNC who had also quit and gone and joined that organization was shocked. How come somebody junior to me is joining at a senior to me? And this lady protested, screamed, shouted, went to HR, made all the noise that he was a junior to me. How can this guy get a higher pay package than me? And then that organization rightfully took her point on board and said, okay, we will investigate. And they wrote to the American MNC and they said, can you tell us if this is a correct salary slip submitted by your ex-employee? At this point, you should know, I'm just telling you what is the problem right now going on in the corporate sector. While this is very, very disturbing, the shit is bigger than what I'm talking. There are not as many qualified people to take up big jobs. Unless they fake it, and a lot of people are just faking their resumes and curriculums. And this whole economic development shit and push is pushing this fraudulent behavior. The number is very, very high. So this organization took on board this woman's request and wrote to the American MNC saying that, can you validate or tell us if the salary slip submitted by the ex-employee is correct or not? What is the response they got? The American MNC says, no, we cannot validate it. They cannot validate their own document. They cannot issue a document saying this is our document. They refuse to check back a simple salary slip. And because the American MNC refused to validate the salary slip, that man stood his ground that I have not done anything fraudulent or edited my salary slip. And that organization gave in. There is a verse which says, Sachkhand vase Nirankar, at the place of truth resides the divine. A lot of people are searching for divine, and next to none will find it. or next to none will experience the divinity, because one, even if they catch the truth from the lies, or they catch the lies from the truth, they can decide to go silent. Even when someone wants to chase the truth to its absolute end, like that American MNC which said we cannot validate the salary slip as true or false, they meet the dead end, and the fake and not true continue to enjoy the good life. So, if you are unemployed or you don't have a job, you can do no need to come to God, or no need to look for divine. It is a person. Not, there are a lot of reasons for it, but it is also the person with fake resume and degrees and work experience who's sitting next to you and enjoying as much benefits. And someone either chose to not chase the truth, or they just took in the nonsensical person as an employee because they have so much rush of work coming to them because of the economic development. Let's outsource to India, let's outsource to India. And it's not just India problem, it must be happening world over. That is why I keep saying this world needs to slow down for the conflict to go down. Otherwise, imagine someone with fake resumes and fake work experience climbs up the ladder and is sitting at the absolute top. What kind of decisions will this person take? There will be a conflict which will be never ending. And then, even when you will see God, no God will come, because the God resides at the place of truth. And you did not work with truth when there were a lot of opportunities. A lot of people will have divine experiences even when they don't pray, or they're rude best, or not rude, but they are themselves, or there's nothing special about them. It's because they also work with a lot of integrity and truth. So this is what I wanted to talk about in spirituality today.